Welcome back, Top Game Tuesday. As an intro state, I'm your host Solomon here with my mom.
What up, y'all? It's your girl Toya.
Oh yeah, man, we just back with another episode of Top Game Tuesday. For the people that don't know, this is just our side show of the Be Different podcast. Where we just talk about, we do a recap of all the things that happened over the previous in the sports world over the previous weekend. Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm trying to get this mic thing where we got a new microphone set up. It sound real loud according to the TV, so I'm trying to turn it down a little bit. See what it gonna sound like then. So yeah, I think we good now. Let me go ahead to it. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry, I had to get it right, but like I said, I'm trying to work the new stuff. But I can listen to Top Game Tuesday just like the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and anywhere else where you listen to your podcast. All at the Be Different podcast.
And y'all know what to do. Go on social media. Follow us. Instagram @_Be Different Podcast. X @_Be Different Pod. YouTube, like and subscribe to our channel, Be Different Podcast.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, but let's go ahead and get into today's show, Talk Game Tuesday.
Y'all snowed in like us?
Yeah, we are currently snowed in. If you say in Mississippi, well, not even just Mississippi, Tennessee area.
Yeah, Alabama.
Yeah, y'all probably, a lot of our listeners probably snowed in. So while y'all snowed in, y'all make sure y'all listen to this episode of Talk Game Tuesday and the last episode of Be Different Podcast. And go tell everybody y'all know, and who else that snowed in, they can go watch it too, go listen, support as well.
That's right. Y'all can go back and start from the very beginning, refresh our memories on what we've been doing and how far we've come since we started. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's start out with some college women's basketball tonight. LSU.
They lost again.
And they lost. This was SEC. LSU goes down to Auburn. They lost 62-67 Sunday. I don't know. This is the only game they've lost in the SEC, but I mean that's huge.
It's only their second loss. So I mean, but that's a good win for Auburn, though.
Yeah,
that's a good win for Auburn.
Yeah,
That's over a good LSU girls team because you know what they got to offer.
Yeah.
You know what they come with.
And LSU was number 7, so I'm sure that loss gonna have them.
Yeah, it's
gonna
bump them down. So
yeah. And did you see the last play of that game?
Oh, I didn't even watch it. I haven't seen any highlights of it. No.
And Angel Reese was playing point. She had the ball, and she drove the ball, and Auburn player took it from her, and that was the game.
You got me. First off, why is Angel Reese bringing the ball down the court?
She brought the ball down the court.
That's the first problem right there.
Yep.
The play may be designed for the bring down the court and pass and roll off a screen, but her doing the ISO from the top of the key.
ISO from the top of the key. That's exactly what it was.
I don't think that's the right play right there. I don't think that's the call there.
But and she said something on Twitter. She was like, "That loss was on me" or something like that. I mean, taking accountability for it.
At least she taking accountability for it. She turned the ball over the last play. Yeah, she did. And then, like I said, it might not even be that just that one play. She probably had a bad game. I haven't seen any highlights of the game, but you just never know.
Yep. But sticking with women college basketball. USC.
Yeah, they upset UCLA.
Yep.
Now, I did watch some highlights of that game. Juju went crazy.
UCLA was number 2 and USC was number 9, and USC defeated them 73-65.
Yo, like I said, Juju went crazy. I saw she had like 32 points.
Yeah, she was 32 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks.
Okay.
So she had a game.
Yeah, I didn't watch all the highlights, but I watched specifically her highlights. I saw a video of her highlights, but I know she had a good game.
UCLA is no longer undefeated. USC handing them their loss. So, hey, the women's college basketball is coming up.
Hey, it's interesting to see.
Coming up.
Hey, we're gonna have some men's basketball as well too on the podcast. We just couldn't find anything for Top Game Tuesday, but like we said on the last episode of the podcast, more sports are coming.
Yep, that's right.
Other sports are definitely coming.
All right, you ready to move on to some football?
Let's get into NFL. That's what I'm ready to talk about. I'm ready to talk about these playoff games because I've been saying it.
All right, the first game that was Saturday, you had the Texans and the Browns, which honestly, this game, I know I picked the Browns to win this game.
You did.
And it was not the game I thought it was going to be.
I knew that was going to happen, though, because like I said, the Browns only beat the Texans the first time by 14 points. And that was without a C.J. Stroud And Amari Cooper just had a great game.
Yeah.
So I knew they couldn't do it back to back.
The Texans won that game 45-14.
Exactly. And then Joe Flacco, I saw he had like 2 interceptions. He had 2 interceptions. I said that if he throw 2 interceptions, Texans was going to capitalize off of them.
Joe Flacco, his stats, he was 34-46, 307 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kareem Hunt had 8 carries for only 26 yards and a touchdown. Their receiver,
David Njoku.
He had 7 receptions for 93 yards. On the Texans side, C.J. Stroud was 16 of 21, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That boy had a game. Had a great game.
Singletary, which this boy been in the league a long time, he had 13 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. And Collins had 6 receptions, 96 yards and a touchdown.
Hey, C.J. Stroud had a great game. Like I said,
C.J. Stroud had an excellent game.
I knew he was going to capitalize off the turnovers if Joe Flacco threw some.
And Joe Flacco gave it to him. He did. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game from C.J. Stroud, to be honest. I mean, he went out there and he led his team
exactly
he was supposed to.
He did what a quarterback's supposed to do.
That's
lead his
right.
team to victory, and that's what he did.
And that's right. And so I was glad for him. The next game that was played Saturday, the Dolphins and the Chiefs. We both said we picked the Chiefs
to win that game
because of the weather, but I did not think the Dolphins was going to go out and lay down the way that they did.
Go ahead.
The Chiefs won that game 26-7. Go ahead, what you gonna say?
I mean, like you said, I wasn't expecting them to lay down like they did neither, but they couldn't get anything going. Like, they literally could not get anything going. And then the Chiefs, like you said, you cannot count Patrick Mahomes out.
Yeah.
If you let them in, you cannot count them out at all. They just had a great game.
Yeah, not Joe Flacco. Tua looked like a deer in headlights out there to me. Like, he could not handle that cold
They
weather.
weren't ready for it, but we've been saying that they couldn't win the big game.
Yep.
We've been saying it.
Yep. A surprise player in this game that had a good game, Rice, the wide receiver for Kansas City. He had 8 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes was 23 of 41, 262 yards and a touchdown.
Like I said, Patrick Mahomes had a good game. Watching it, Patrick Mahomes had a good game.
Tua threw an interception too, and the only touchdown that they had, that the Dolphins had, came from Tyreek Hill.
Exactly.
So,
like we've been saying, Dolphins cannot win big games. We've been saying and they've been proving us right. So I'm not surprised about that game. I knew the outcome in that one.
Yep. Now this next game, America's team, the Cowboys and the Packers. I just don't know what to say.
There's no surprises.
For those of you that have been living under a rock, the Cowboys lost to the Green Bay Packers Sunday, 48-32.
In the first round.
But this score is not an indicator of how this game was. Because if you look at the score, you would think, oh, that was a good close game. No, not at all.
The Cowboys just started to come back when the Packers had already won the game.
Yeah. But I'm going to give you the stats before we give our opinions on it. Dak Prescott for the Cowboys. Dak was 41 of 60.
Okay.
403 yards.
41 of 60.
He threw about 60 times, yes. 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tony Pollard had 15 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had 9 receptions for 110 yards. On the Packers side, Jordan Love, 16 of 21, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jones had 21 carries for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. Who is that? Dobbs? Dobbs. He had 6 receptions for 151 yards, 1 touchdown.
Telling you, Green Bay came out there to play.
Green Bay came out there to play.
Green Bay came out there to play.
What's the problem? On paper, the Cowboys should have won this game. Easily won this game.
Now, for this game, I will say this. I feel like it was too much pressure on the Cowboys on this particular playoff game. Not saying that it wouldn't be pressure on any other team in the playoff game, but the Cowboys knew that they had to win it this season.
Yeah.
Like Dak knew that, the coach knew that, the whole team knew that this season
was their season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they folded. It don't surprise me that they folded because I've been saying the Cowboys has been 12-5 the last 3 seasons, done the same thing 3 times in a row. Like the Cowboys, I don't know what it is.
I'm at a loss for words because you can't put it into words.
That's what I'm saying.
The Cowboys are just, and then like, yes, Dak had the interceptions and one was for a pick 6. But I can't even put it all on Dak for this game because they defense didn't show up either. I mean, Stephon Gilmore got burnt a couple of times.
He did, but at the same time, though, the Green Bay, they just came out there, though. They came out there and played. Green Bay came out there with a chip on their shoulder. No, for real. Them boys were ready. They said, this what we want it. We're going to go take it. We going to get it.
And they did.
For real, they did that.
And Dak and CD, they weren't on the same page. It was
at all. I think CD had something going on because I saw them talking to him on the sideline at the beginning of the game like something was going on.
I just don't know. The Cowboys, and honestly, this was probably
this was the easiest road to the Super Bowl.
I was just finna say
their easiest road.
2 home games. They weren't gonna have to go on the road until the championship game. And I mean, it's just. I don't know what the Cowboys got going on, but they're going to have to fix it. But with that being said, you 12-5 for 3 straight seasons. 3 straight seasons you get out.
Man, hold on. Before you get into that, bro, the Cowboys' last 13 playoff appearances have been losses. All losses. Like that's bad, bro.
That's horrible. 13 playoff appearances and you lost in the first round or whatever round you were in.
Not even just first round, you just lost.
Like I said, I don't know. I just don't know.
Man, Cowboys, y'all have too much talent over there to be losing where y'all lose.
So, do you get rid of Mike or Dak?
Both. I say both of them. Get rid of both of them because they both been there together this whole time.
Yeah.
And
Dak had Jason Garrett at first, but
Oh, okay. Not the whole time, but these past 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Dak been there. Even if you do keep the coach, I say get rid of Dak because Dak been there and Dak haven't won anything.
Dak has not proven himself in a big game. And
exactly.
This upcoming season, the 24-25 season, this is last year on his contract.
They're going to get rid of him. Unless he come back next year. Like, because he can still play next season right before an extension.
Yeah.
Unless he come back next year and win the Super Bowl, they get rid of him. They going to get rid of him because the Dak haven't proved anything, like you said. He only have 2 playoff wins. Them regular season wins don't mean anything.
But I hear what you're saying. And I know the coach can't make the player go out and execute the play. But I say get rid of both of them. Both of them. And Dan Quinn, your defensive coordinator. I say first of all, this is the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones needs to just go be the man to write the checks. And let the head coach and the GM and whoever else do their job.
Exactly.
He just needs to be the man that sign the checks. That's all Jerry Jones needs to do. He too much in the Cowboys' business.
He trying to do too much. He trying to be everything.
Yeah, so he want to be the GM, the owner, the coach, the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator. Bruh, that's why you hired all these people. Let these people go earn their check.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying because, bro, I'm lost for words too. I don't know Cowboys what it is, bro.
You don't know what it is, but let me ask you this. I saw this on social media, and then we're going to leave these Cowboys alone. Bill Belichick out there. You go get him?
I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because he old. Not saying that there's something wrong with that, but I would go with something young. I would go with something young with the experience, though.
So
not somebody fresh, like first, second year coach. I'd say about 4th, 5th year.
Somebody like
at the most 8 years.
What's the Rams coach name? Sean McVay. Somebody like him.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna do a complete rebuild of my coaching staff, I agree with you.
Yeah.
We need young, experienced coaches.
You don't want somebody that's new, first year, second year coach. That's too young. But you don't want that too old neither, like I said.
Right. So, like, that's why I said Sean McVay. I think he would be like somebody in that age range.
And
group.
then Sean McVay got the experience because he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But, you know, Robert Griffin posted something on Twitter. He said Jerry Jones need to go get Deion. He said Deion will make those boys play.
Yeah.
He knows how to win. And he'll change the culture of the Dallas Cowboys. Because think about how he changed the culture at Jackson State.
Yeah, he'll bring that attention to the Cowboys, to America's team for real.
But what you think about that? Then I'm going to tell you my opinion.
He ain't going to hire Deion.
Why not? You can say it because we thinking the same thing. You want I say it.
Because Deion... Because... Well, go ahead and say it, because I can't think of no way to say it like how I want to say it.
All I'm going to say is, we all know how many Super Bowls the Dallas Cowboys won with Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is not in Dallas Cowboys' Ring of Honor. The Ring of Honor is like that individual's team Hall of Fame. Deion Sanders is not a member of the Dallas Cowboys' Ring of Honor. Jerry Jones says he doesn't deserve it. Now, do that make what y'all read between the lines? But also, I don't think Jerry will hire Deion because on the earlier podcast when we were talking about him possibly going to Alabama, Deion is a whole personality himself.
Exactly.
He doesn't try to outshine the place he's at.
But he does anyway.
He's Deion.
Exactly.
He's going to do that. And Jerry Jones ain't about to let Deion Sanders come in there and outshine the Dallas Cowboys.
Nah,
let's just keep it a buck.
Not at all.
I mean, not. Let him. So y'all get what I'm saying, but anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
To the next game that was.
Before we move on, Cowboys, y'all need something. I don't know what y'all need, but y'all need something. This is horrible. This is unacceptable. I'm not even a Cowboy fan, but y'all got too much talent to be losing the way y'all lose. And I'm gonna keep saying it.
I get what you say about the young, getting somebody young and experienced. But maybe they need somebody like Bill to bring the discipline.
Yeah.
Maybe they need a disciplinarian. And I know these are grown men that we're talking
that's
about.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's it. I
mean, what else could it be?
I don't think that's...
Because you got the talent.
You're right. They had a talent, but I don't think that's... I think they just need a quarterback and a new coach. If not a new coach, just a new quarterback.
All right, the next game, the final game that was Saturday night, which was a great game. I watched it. The Detroit Lions and the LA Rams. The Lions pulled it off 24-23.
They did. That's the only one we was wrong about so far.
Matthew Stafford, he was 25 of 36, 367 yards, 2 touchdowns. Williams, the running back, he had 13 carries for 61 yards, And that boy that's a candidate for Rookie of the Year, even though I think C.J. Stroud going to win it, Nuka, he had 9 receptions for 181 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yep.
Jared Goff, 22 of 27, 277 yards and a touchdown, 0 interceptions.
I said if they want to win, Jared Goff going to have to throw 0 interceptions.
Montgomery, he had 14 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
St. Brown, 7 receptions for 110 yards. The Lions played a good game.
They did.
They played
a great game.
Like you said, this win was because Jared Goff did not throw an interception.
They're right. But I'm going to say this, though. If they don't, script it or anything, just let it play out and see which team want it the most and, who really want it, the Lions are messing around to make the Super Bowl.
The Lions, yeah.
Because they want it.
They hungry.
The Lions and the Texans, them the two teams where I can say, regardless of skill, they want it. Them teams want to win regardless of who out there on the field with them. They want to win the Super Bowl.
What KJ said, hard over height. They hard over height. But congratulations to the Detroit Lions because they have not won a playoff game since 1992.
Yep, and they got their first one.
In 1992, I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Your Uncle Jay was 2.
You had to count see how he was back then at that time.
Hey, that's been a lot of years ago. So, and Amber wasn't even born yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy. You remember? I know you remember this. In 2008, they finished the season 0-16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember, but I like read about it and watch highlights.
Yeah, you were just 2.
Exactly.
In 2024, they got their first playoff win in 22 years.
Yep. Hey,
I mean,
shout
they
out to
had
them.
to feel
yeah,
good.
That's a good win in there.
Yes.
That's a good win. Even if they even if they don't win no more, that's a good feeling just getting that one.
Shout out to Dan Campbell, even Jared Goff. I mean, because he had to.
He had a great game. He had a great game versus old team. They went out there and did it.
And Dan Campbell, he has completely changed the culture in Detroit. So, and I got this too. It says in 2003, Brad Holmes was working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car while trying to land an NFL job. He got his start as a PR intern for the Rams. 18 years later, he became GM of the Detroit Lions, and he won the playoff game. So, I mean,
hey, I'm telling you, bro.
He put in the work. He started from the bottom.
Hey, man, Dan Campbell, I don't know like Dan Campbell whole story, but I remember when he first came to the Lions, he got them their first win.
Yeah, I remember
like
that
in
too.
a long time. I knew then they was changing then. They was changing their culture around then. I look at them now.
Yeah, it took them a minute,
but they got it though. They kept building.
Still building.
Exactly, young. Yeah. All them guys young. It really except for Jared Goff, and he really ain't even that old.
Now the only thing that I would do if I was them, I would go ahead and bring in a quarterback right now.
Another one, yeah. To go ahead, train them up, and
somebody to be behind, not somebody to take Goff's
I know,
place.
but to build up, and just let them stay. It's just like the Green Bay Packers did, Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's what I would do now if I was the GM. All right, Sunday game. Now this was Monday.
Yep, Monday.
The Bills and the Steelers.
No surprise there. Knew the Bills gonna go out there and handle business.
Yeah, the Bills won 31-17. Mason Rudolph, he was 22 of 39, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Josh Allen, 21 of 30, 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. Josh Allen had a 52-yard running touchdown.
He didn't throw no interceptions.
No, that was the difference.
I'm telling you, if Josh Allen and Jared Goff don't have any turnovers, they gonna win.
They gonna win. Yeah, that was the difference. The Steelers, they play without TJ Watt. TJ Watt. So
the Steelers just didn't have the Steelers. They weren't ready. They weren't ready. Not for this. Not yet. Not yet.
And they barely squeaked in the playoffs. So, but speaking of the Steelers, let me ask you this: Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing season. Do you think the Steelers need to stick with him or let him go?
I say see what you can get. See what you can get. Like, don't let him go yet, but just see what you can get. Because, yes, you say you haven't had a losing season, but they don't win playoff games.
Exactly.
They don't make the playoffs, if anything.
It goes back to what we said about Dak. The regular season games don't
exactly.
matter.
Like, you win all the regular season games you want. But if you ain't going to the playoffs and win, it ain't going to mean anything.
Yeah. So,
they don't hand out trophies for regular season except for individual players.
Yep. So, I like Mike Tomlin, but maybe it's time for a change. Like I just said, he hasn't had a losing season, but they're stagnant. You ain't had no losing season, but when the last time y'all made a deep run in the playoffs?
Exactly. They haven't doing it. They don't do anything in the postseason. They just do something in the regular season.
Yeah.
They don't mean nothing.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do to him. The last game of the weekend.
Don't surprise here neither. I said it this way. I was wrong about one game this weekend.
I was really riding with my boys, but
they weren't ready. Yeah. They ain't been ready all season.
We talking about Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. Tampa Bay won that game 32-9. It was just a horrible game. Jalen was 25 of 35, 250 yards, 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith had 9 receptions for 148 yards. Baker Mayfield, 22 of 36, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, it was just... And A.J. Brown didn't play.
Baker Mayfield had a good game, but the Eagles, I knew they was going to lose this game.
A.J. didn't play. Devontae was their number 1 wide receiver. I think Julio, he played a little while, but he went into concussion protocol. It was just... But there's no excuse because like Solomon just said, the Eagles have been playing this way all season.
All season long and barely been getting by.
Right, and we've been giving them a pass and it just it caught up with them.
It's time up for a pass, bro.
Yeah.
Like they ain't been playing worth nothing all season long. And we said it on the early episode of the podcast. On the early episode, we was like, the Eagles, we gonna give them a pass because they might be tired from the Super Bowl. No,
we sure did.
They been going down all season long. They offensive scheme not working because teams know what they gonna do. They predictable. They are too predictable, bro. And that's really why they lost though.
Yeah,
they have no offense.
Yeah, and then I say fire the offensive coordinator. Honestly, I say fire the offensive coordinator and the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of both of them because your offensive coordinator is the one who come up with the schemes and stuff for your plays, and you can't keep running the same thing. And this is an interesting fact too. So, like I just said, AJ didn't play in that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had knee sore and something going on, but on his personal Instagram account, he has deleted everything that has anything to do with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
You think he coming back?
Nah, that mean he leaving there.
And you know
he's done.
He's been very vocal all season about how unhappy he's been. So, I mean, I don't know. I think the Eagles got some internal stuff going on.
Yeah, that mean he done.
That we don't know about. Yeah. But speaking of the Eagles, Jason Kelce, he officially announced he is retiring after last night's game. And shout out to him.
Yeah.
He had a great
career, man. That's crazy.
He was 6-time All-Pro, future Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be future Hall of Famer. And I mean, I like Jason Kelce, and I think I started watching him more when I started listening to him and Travis's podcast. You know, but I like both of those guys. But Jason just seemed like he's the cooler, more down, like whatever, brother. Yeah. And in watching their podcast, I could tell he was gonna hang it up after this season because he has 3 girls, which from the podcast you could tell he loves them. This his entire world. So I mean, he's 36 years old.
Yeah, about that time.
Yeah, and in football years, that's old. And if you listen to his podcast, he says it all the time. Some of the stuff he used to do, he can't do it no more. He was like, after the tush push, he just be ready to run back to the sideline because he's tired.
Yeah.
So, but shout out to you, Jason Kelce. If you ever listening to the Be Different podcast, hey, hit us up.
Oh, yeah, man,
you
for
had
real.
a great career, and I'm sure you'll continue to go on and do great things, so.
I can't say anything because he just be running at the mouth every time we have something like that, but... Good career, man. Shout out to you. Like she said, if you want to come be on the podcast, you can. I don't know what else I can say because she says everything.
Start doing it by himself.
But hey, yeah, shout out to you.
Anyway, I got one more thing with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about the playoff matchups too. We ain't said the playoff matchups, but before we talk about that, Bill Belichick met with the Atlanta Falcons the other day.
Yeah, I saw that.
What you think about that?
I mean, that wouldn't be bad for the Falcons. I mean, it's Bill. You can't never go wrong, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that
and
is
then
true.
because they need a coach. They need a new coach because I don't know what their old coach was doing. Because they got too much talent over there to be losing how they lose. They young talent, but they can be winning more games than what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. But we'll see what happened with that. What happened with that? The playoffs for this coming up weekend. You got Green Bay at San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
But who you got?
San Francisco. I feel like Green Bay, it's the Cowboys. It don't take much to beat the Cowboys, especially in the first round of the playoffs. They always fold. So I'm going with the 49ers.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with the 49ers too. I don't think the Packers got enough to compete with Brock Purdy and all the weapons he has.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I don't either. I got, like I said, 49ers.
Okay, that game that's the late game for Saturday night. The early game for Saturday. Houston Texans at Baltimore Ravens.
I'm riding with the Ravens. It's going to be a good game, though. Definitely going to be a good game, but I'm riding with the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going with Lamar and them, too. I think the Texans don't have enough yet to keep up with the Ravens.
Yeah, but you can't count CJ Stroud out, though, because every head boy going to come out there and have a game.
I think CJ is going to have a great game, but I still think they're going to lose.
But I feel like the Ravens defense is better than the Browns defense.
Yeah.
So I feel like if the Ravens get stops, they going to capitalize off of it. Just like how I said, if the Texans get a stop, they going to capitalize.
Yeah, I can see that. So the early Sunday game, Tampa Bay at Detroit. I got Detroit.
Tampa Bay, Detroit. I got the Lions too. It's gonna be a good game, but I got the line again. As long as Jared Goff don't throw no interceptions, they're gonna win. They're gonna win.
And not only that, but I think Aiden Hutchinson gonna sack Baker Mayfield 3 times.
Yeah, he gonna get back there, but again though,
he gonna get back there.
This game gonna come down to which quarterback had a better game. Because if Baker Mayfield come out there and play like he did last game, it's gonna be a great game. If both quarterbacks come out there and play like they did their last playoff game, it's gonna be a great game.
I agree with
It's
that.
gonna be a great game to watch. But I still have the Lions pulling it off.
Okay.
But if Jared Goff come out there throwing interceptions, Baker Mayfield come out there playing crazy, it's just all gonna depend on which quarterback had a better game.
The last game of the weekend, the Sunday night game, Kansas City Chiefs at Buffalo.
Same thing with this game. It's gonna depend on which quarterback have the better game. Because it's Patrick Mahomes, just like it's Josh Allen. You know they both gonna get there. They both gonna do the job and do whatever needed to get the job done. But Josh Allen has a problem with keeping the ball. He turns the ball over. So as long as he don't throw an interception, I feel like they'll be all right.
I'm going to go with the Bills. I really think this is the Bills' year to beat Kansas City. And then also, too, this is Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game.
Yeah, I went around with the Bills as well.
Oh, okay. I thought you was going with the Chiefs.
No.
But, yeah, I'm riding with, I think this is the year that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills get over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs hump.
I do, too.
I really do.
I do, too. That's what I'm saying. As long as he don't throw interceptions, they going to win the game.
Yeah, and I think Stephon Diggs gonna have to find a way to get open. Yeah. I think he's gonna have to have a game. He's gonna have to have a game. Yeah,
him in the running game, they both gonna have to definitely have a good game.
Well, those are the games, y'all. They're gonna be some good games.
They're gonna be definitely gonna be some good, interesting games.
But I'm still saying, San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco and the Ravens in the Super Bowl, and I'm going with the Ravens all the way. That's what I got. I'm calling it right now.
You calling it right now?
Right now.
Okay.
All right, let's do a little bit of basketball before we get up out of here.
Let's go ahead and do it then.
Last night I saw that
we really should have saved our prediction. Can we get them on the podcast?
Time out for sec. We really should have.
We should have just said the matchup. I forgot about that. Well, we'll say them again then.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody that listens Saturday don't listen on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, that's right.
Y'all need to start doing it though. Listen to both Saturday and Tuesday.
That's right, because we give out valuable information on Tuesdays too.
Mm-hmm.
But the Grizzlies won against the Warriors last night. Draymond Green came back.
They only had 7 points.
Okay.
I think, last night, I think I saw he said they had like 7 points.
I know the Grizzlies played without Ja Morant, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain. Like, it was a bunch of...
Bro, the Grizzlies going down, bro.
Yeah,
like they got a lot of injuries.
Adams hurt. Like, they got a lot of injuries.
That's what I'm saying. The injury bug definitely hitting them.
And it should have been an easy cakewalk win for the Warriors.
The Warriors ain't got enough for that yet.
Hey, Kendrick Perkins said on ESPN today, the Warriors need to do something at the trade.
They do.
What we've been saying.
They do.
What we've been saying.
They
Draymond or Clay.
Exactly.
We've been saying
they got to get rid of somebody.
Yeah.
They got to. In order for it to work, somebody got to go. I don't know who, but somebody got to go.
AD had a dunk over Chet last night.
I saw that.
They beat the
We was watching
Thunder.
the game. Yeah, we was watching. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Man, but hey, speaking of basketball, Kyrie been going crazy without Luka.
What's wrong with Luka?
I don't know what's wrong with him, but they've been winning and Kyrie's been doing it.
Hey, before you say that, Jimmy Butler came back last night too.
I know, and missed the game winning shot.
They won.
Toy. No, they probably did. He missed the game winning shot and they went to overtime. They probably did win. But I remember that he did miss the game winning shot because it went to overtime. But I didn't know if they won or not.
They won.
Okay.
But go ahead and say what you gonna say about Kyrie.
Yeah, but Kyrie don't have last 5 games. He had 42 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. That's one game. 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Then came back with 44 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists. Then 33, 8 and 4. Then 35, 8 rebounds and 5 assists again. So he been doing it without Luka. That's all the other night. Then him and Tim Hardaway Jr. had combined for like 81 points.
Yeah, like that game. I think Tim Hardaway had like 40 points that game. I saw that. But let's see what else we got for old basketball.
And then Joel Embiid, of his last 16 games, he done scored over 30 points.
I see that. Mm-hmm.
Then had double-digit rebounds.
Hey, Joel Embiid, that guy.
He MVP.
MVP
already.
Yeah.
MVP. Like
I agree with you.
Ain't nobody else putting up those type of numbers.
Yep.
At all.
Oh, I know something else I forgot to mention.
What up? What you got? What you got?
Harbaugh, the one from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
He had a meeting with the Chargers the other day. So, and we've been saying it.
That's what I'm saying. He want to go to the team. You said who?
With the Chargers.
Okay. Yeah. He want to go to the Chargers though, and we said that on one of the episodes of the podcast. He want to go to the Chargers.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see where he lands at. But you got anything else for Top Game Tuesday?
No, I think that's about it for Top Game Tuesday, y'all.
Yeah, y'all, that's it. Y'all stay safe out there. And like I put on Facebook, don't let me see y'all in mid-October over there at that hospital from being snowed in. All right.
Man, why y'all snowed in? Go watch the podcast.
Go watch the podcast.
Go watch the
That's right.
Be Different Podcast, Season 2, Episode 8. And this episode of Top Game Tuesday. And remember to tell a friend to tell their mama
about the Be Different Podcast. Until next time, I'm Toya.
I'm Solomon.
Remember, be different.
Peace. That was another episode of Top Game Tuesday. Make sure to listen and download Top Game Tuesday every Tuesday and the Be Different Podcast every Saturday at 2 o'clock on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere where you can listen to your podcast, all at the Be Different Podcast.
As always, you can follow us on our social media pages, Instagram @_Be Different Podcast, Twitter @_Be Different Pod, our YouTube channel, Be Different Podcast.